Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 5 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 5-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 2 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 2-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 1 minute from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 1-minute time check, stations.
This is your radio home for Mizzou basketball.
Now top of the key for Grill to the left wing, off the bounce from three. Bang! Number 4 goes down. He's on fire in Missouri. Leads by 13.
From the very beginning to the very end, they play with their instincts.
Ball's out, rebound tipped up and in by Tony Perkins, and he got fouled with 1:02 to play in the half. Grill back in. Top of the key, open look from 3. Bang! And Missouri gets a much-needed three-pointer from Caleb Grill.
I think these guys did a great job of connecting with each other and executing the game plan.
Ball fake, now right side Pierce will drive against Condon to the rim for the two-handed jam, and he got fouled. Trent Pierce is becoming a man before our eyes. Shot clock at 10, stolen by Bates, ahead for Pierce to the rim, and the flush, and a 6-point lead with 4:05 to play. Folks, Missouri's done it. The Tigers have come to Gainesville and knocked off the 5th-ranked Gators as Missouri picks up its first road win against the top 5 since 2012.
On the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield, live from Harpo's, the Missouri Bar and Grill, this is Tiger Talk.
Ball fake, now here comes a 3 off the bounce. Bang, he splashed it home.
Now, here's your host, the voice of the Tigers, Mike Kelly.
Good evening and welcome to the show from Harpo's, a staple in downtown Columbia since 1971. I'm Mike Kelly. Coach Dennis Gates is alongside. Coming up on tonight's show, Coach with us for the first 3 segments. We'll hear from the former Tiger, Billy Roundtree. He'll join us coming up at 7:30. Then we'll close the show a couple of segments with the associate head coach of the Tigers, Charlton Young. Ladies and gentlemen, did you realize that yesterday was the 45th birthday for the man to my right? Can we maybe sing happy birthday to the head coach? Will somebody please begin things? 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you.
Dennis Ray Gates, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm blushing now.
Yes, I love it when you're blushing. That's fantastic. And what a birthday present it was, with a win on the road in the O'Connell Center against the Florida Gators, which sets the stage for Saturday evening, 5 o'clock at Mizzou Arena, when the Arkansas Razorbacks come to town. About 500 tickets remaining for the game. Folks, we need not only those tickets to move quickly, go online to mutigers.com to get yours, but in terms of enthusiasm, in terms of momentum and attitude in the building, we need a Kansas-type performance from the Mizzou fan base coming up on Saturday when Arkansas, winless in the SEC and a very hungry team, comes to Mizzou Arena. Agree?
Absolutely. Our home court advantage is unbelievable. Our fans do a great job, student section. How about those antlers? Where's the antlers at? Antlers are back there.
Shout out for the birthday party that they had last night.
Yeah. I wasn't in attendance of that, so don't get any ideas. They had a birthday party without Coach Gates, okay?
Yeah. So congratulations, you all. By the way, one of the things to mention, that the first 1,000 students that get to Mizzou Arena on Saturday will receive a replica Mizzou jersey. So you'll receive the replica Mizzou jersey. Also free food upon your arrival. And you might want to wear this jersey here to Harpo's on Saturday and Sunday. Could pay dividends. Just going to leave it at that. Could pay dividends if you wear the jersey to Harpo's on Saturday and Sunday. So the first 1,000 students. Lot to talk about.
Absolutely.
Let's jump in. First of all, congratulations on the win. I told you a moment ago, when I saw your team arrive into the building, they just had a different look about them in terms of determination and ready to play the game.
Yeah, it was a challenge issued to them to make sure that they are comfortable playing with their instincts. I thought our guys were a little bit too excited, and that excitement at Auburn paralyzed us into a performance that was not indicative of what we've been working on, nothing that we've done. So I wanted those guys, and they wanted it for themselves as well, and our staff did a great job in preparation. Our players were locked and loaded. Our leaders led, and everybody who participated was there mentally, physically, and emotionally, and made an impact.
Speaking of leading, against Vanderbilt, you led for the entire game.
Yeah.
Last night on the road in a hostile environment, Florida led, and I don't know if you realize this, a total of about 54 seconds in the game. Yeah. Missouri led 37 minutes and 49 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, it was a matter of 3 possessions at the very beginning. Obviously, they got the lead. We came down. I think we made a 3. We got the lead, and then they made another basket or free throws or one of the 2. And then from there, our guys have been able to execute the game plan. And that's very difficult to do against a top 5 team, to hold the lead for that duration. So we were not surprised nor shocked that they would make a run, but we wasn't surprised or shocked how we would respond as well.
Instant offense comes in from Caleb Grill, 4 threes in the first half. He finishes with 6 for the game and a game-high 22 for your team.
I credit his teammates for finding them. Grill does that in practice consistently, and his teammates allow him the freedom, the grace to take shots. I mean, you don't remember the air ball. I don't remember the air ball. I have amnesia, right? But I want Caleb Grill, if he sees the basket, to be able to shoot, take shots, because that gravity – that not only he, but Marquez Ward, Tamar Bates, Jacob Cruz, all our shooters, when they are attended to, it opens up a lot of gaps for other players, our point guards, Ant Robinson and Tony Perkins, and Mark Mitchell, to get stuff done in the paint. So,
last 3 games during this 3-game winning streak, and by the way, Missouri 3-1 in the SEC for the first time in program history. That's something to be recognized. But during this 3-game winning streak, Mark Mitchell's averaging 15 points. Caleb Grill's averaging 15 points. Ant Robinson's averaging 14 points. And Tamar Bates is averaging 14 points.
You know the best part about that? They don't even know that.
Yeah.
They have no clue. They don't pay attention to it. The strength of our team is in numbers, and it's a very difficult scout for teams to have to go from top to bottom, because they don't know who's going to step up, whose opportunity is going to come, but more importantly, how that person can impact the game. So I credit our guys for playing unselfish. We're 18 strong, and ultimately those guys just play with that type of spirit.
Up 16 at the half, Florida's going to come back, right? You anticipate the run, right?
You know it.
So what did you like about the way that your team responded each time Florida would cut into the lead and you had the opportunity to then expand it just a little bit?
I think our fans on the couch at their homes while they were tuned in, their heart rate was one level. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
And that energy that we received from our fans, who never had a heart rate spike, right? I think our guys just ended up focusing in on the game plan. They answered every single call, every single punch, and we became counter-punchers. And when you become counter-punchers, you're not frozen by what someone else is doing. That's why you're able to get that ball out quick. You're able to respond. You're able to do it offensively and defensively. And our guys just, they executed the game plan to the T.
Let me close this segment with this. Those are special moments, right?
Yeah.
When you take a team and a group and you play really as a fist, everybody interconnected for the entire game. As a coach, you're able to walk in there afterwards and celebrate with your team. What was that moment like for you?
The guys earlier in the day, they had a cupcake for me with one candle, right? And I'm like, guys, I don't, my birthday is in the season, January. It never changes, right? So I'd rather, celebrate it in the summers or something like that. And this little cupcake, it was symbolic, right? It was symbolic. It was one of those things where they sang happy birthday. They just wanted to see a smile on my face. And now that carried over, and I think somehow, some way, they probably had some secret conversation, at least the leaders, and said, we're going to give this to Coach Gates. And that celebration felt that way. It was almost anticipated. I think our guys played well enough. They deserved it, but their preparation was excellent along the way, and that's where the flawlessness came from. That's where the confidence was built. But it was a special moment that I shared with our guys and our staff and everyone in the program, but I also share with our fans.
Mizzou Athletics would like to thank its premier partners, MU Healthcare and Shelter Insurance. And speaking of Shelter Insurance, did you know ranked number 1 in customer satisfaction for auto insurance in the Central Region by J.D. Power 6 of the last 7 years? We're your shield. We're your shelter. We're at Harpo's, a staple in downtown Columbia since 1971. We're on Matrix Midwest and also on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe insurance should adjust to fit your needs. That's why our agents work with you to design an auto, home, and life insurance plan that's particular to you. Insurance that fits just right. And Shelter is known for our award-winning customer service. Satisfied customers and a plan for you. Isn't it time to check Shelter out? Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Dear winter, Toyota can't get enough of you. Because Toyota's got 25 vehicles with available all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. And that's more than any other auto brand. From the versatile RAV4 to the svelte Crown, the sleek Camry all-wheel drive, the Corolla Hybrid all-wheel drive, the rugged Tacoma, the tenacious Tundra, and the spacious Grand Highlander with all-wheel drive to keep you and yours safe. Hey, you bring the action, we'll bring the traction. Always Toyota. Toyota, let's go places. Based on manufacturer's websites as of 10/20/24.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
You could call it swagger. You could call it a vibe. You could call it confidence. You could call it cool. Or you could call it exactly as it is, Tiger Pride. Show your Mizzou spirit with the Tiger Checking Card, only from Central Bank. Sign up today at tigerchecking.com. Central Bank. Strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
What put you in such a good mood?
Well, you know how competitive the couple next door is?
Yeah?
Well, he saw our flooring installers pull away yesterday and started bragging about their new floors. Get this, they chose laminate flooring instead of wood. He said they saved a bundle. I just smiled. It's a false savings. They're going to have to replace those floors in 7 to 10 years. Our wood floors will last a lifetime, and when we sell our house, we'll get more and sell faster.
ChooseWood.com.
At MU Healthcare, our sports medicine team knows what it takes to compete because we're competitors too, upping our game day in and day out to be the best doctors for Mid-Missouri athletes. Whether that's competing to be one of 11 orthopedic centers of excellence in the country or cheering alongside the Mizzou Tigers as their team physicians, we've got everything athletes need to be and stay at their best. MUHealth.org/sportsmedexperts because we're competitors too.
Tiger Talk rolls on from Harpo's in downtown Columbia. Hey, remember, you can watch Tiger Talk locally through the family of networks, through KMIZ and in St. Louis, through the family of networks in KMOV. Additionally, you can watch and listen live on the Tiger Radio Network, the Mizzou Athletics Facebook page, YouTube channels, and also all episodes of Tiger Talk are on the Inside Mizzou Athletics podcast. I'm Mike Kelly. Dennis Gates is alongside the former Tiger Billy Roundtree. Will join us coming up at the bottom of the hour. We'll hear from Charlton Young, Missouri's associate head coach. Final two segments of the show. About to jump into film breakdown, but before we do that, a couple of other notes from the game last night. First road win over a top 5 team since defeating number 3 Baylor back in 2012. First time with 2 top 5 victories in the same season since the 08-09 season. 13-game home court winning streak at home. It's tied for the 11th longest in the conference, second longest in the SEC. And oh, by the way, Mizzou snapped Florida's 16-game home court winning streak with the victory last night. One of the keys over the last 3 games, literally over the last 4 games, has been your ability on the glass. 3 of the last 4 games, you've out-rebounded opponents. Last night, you were out-rebounded 37-36, but that's been something, that's a category you've paid a lot of attention to in practice, and it's something that we're going to take a look at here on Film Study tonight.
Yeah, so tonight's film study is going to be kind of what we dissected as a strength of Florida. They were one of the top rebounding teams in the country for the last 2 years. So we, our staff, we meet before every scout, before the practices and everything else to devise this plan. And, Coach Smith-Peters, Coach Charball, Coach Smith-Peters is in charge of rebounding. Coach Charball, defensive coordinator. They both work hand in hand in that area. But ultimately, with the double cutout, this is what we started to see. Florida's offense, they've been 43% of their misses they get back. And we had to cut that number. We had to cut it, and it's a source of their offense. Their offensive rebounding rate, 7th in the country at 43%. And we wanted to make sure that this is no longer. If you look at the right side column, everyone knows I love analytics, but you see the PPP, that's points per possession. Their leading category of points per possession was not after made baskets, not on defensive rebounds. It wasn't after a steal. It wasn't after a dead ball. It's after an offensive rebound where they're averaging 1.41. We had to figure out how to cut into that number somehow, some way, and we developed a sort of cutout system, and we call it double cutout, okay? So if you watch the shot right here that Florida takes, and you see 1-2 guys against 4 in that picture, there's no way they should get that rebound because they have the numerical advantage. Once that ball takes place, they've done a great job with their size, their athleticism, and recruiting toward it, but they have a relentlessness to pursue the basketball, keep it alive, even if you're outnumbered in the paint. So what we wanted to do is how can we win these 1-versus-1 cutouts? That was the overall goal. Go ahead and roll the tape. Right here, you see them destroy the glass. On this shot right here, that's second chance points. How can we stop second chance points? In this situation, you look at one main person right here in the paint.
Sam Alexis, number 4.
Sam Alexis getting blocked out. He still gets the rebound 1 against 3. How is that happening? How can we stop it? Now, again, against Tennessee, one-on-one cutout action. Total destruction, second chance points. How can we as a program utilize the numerical advantage to our favor? So we did double cutouts. We wanted 2 guys to cut out 1. We wanted to take their legs away with 1 guy and a second guy be a secondary rebounder and clean up. And even if we wanted to block out with 2 guys, we did that and had sort of a cleanup guy come in and clean it up. So if you watch this clip, Florida ends up taking this shot, 3-point shot, one of their top scorers. Now, Tamar Bates, if he would have been in la-la land and watched one of his teammates block out one of the top offensive rebounders in the country, that is what we did not want to do. So we trained for 2 days the ability to be a second double cutout, at least be attached versus in no man's land. And that's kind of how we ended up double teaming and getting these guys off the rebounding in the first half. Now, the second half, they definitely did a lot. The whistle ended up taking our aggression away. But at the end of the day, Tamar Bates successfully double cuts out, and Trent Pierce comes to clean up. The next clip, missed layup. We got triple cutout. You got Caleb Grill, Ant Robinson, and I think that's Josh Gray blocking out Alexis again. Now you take away legs. Josh Gray cleans up. We have the numerical advantage, but we wanted to be physical with the numerical advantage. We wanted 2 bodies to their 1. Same way right here, Marquez Warwick, a shot takes place on the perimeter. He takes away his knees. You look at Josh Gray, now come to clean up the rebound, and that's how we ended up doing what we're doing. And if you look at the last clip, top of the key, you got Mark Mitchell blocking out, I think that's Condon, at the top. Tony Perkins goes over there and double cuts out, and now we have the numerical advantage. Now, 40 minutes of blocking out for 2 versus 1 gives us that, and that's the rebounding margin up top. We ended up out-rebounding one of the top rebounding teams offensively with our 15 to their 12.
So Mark Mitchell has 4 offensive rebounds in the game. That's a significant stat. But the other number is on 1 possession. On 1 possession, you had 3 consecutive offensive rebounds. What does that do to a team when you're able to do that against a team that likes to punk people on the glass like Florida?
So those are counterpunches. Those are the counterpunches that I speak of from a physical standpoint. We knew coming out of halftime that we would have to stand 10 toes down, 2 feet in, and take whatever punches that Florida, the number 5 team in the country, would throw. Whether it was a haymaker, uppercut, we had to be prepared. but we had to be prepared to hit back. Offensive rebounding did that. It's a demoralizing thing, and those 3 offensive rebounds, Mike, ended up with Tony Perkins diving on the floor in collision. And what it said to our opponents is, we're not going anywhere. We're here to stay, and we are not flinching. And our guys didn't flinch.
You know what that was last night?
What's that?
That was a grown man's win.
Yeah, it was. It was a great win through the adversity. The adversity came in different directions, whether it was a run or not. But our guys didn't play perfect, but they were perfectly playing through their instincts.
It's Dennis Gates and I'm Mike Kelly. More from Harpo's and on the Central Bank Tiger Network after this.
Hey friends, Matzo Matt here for Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza. Does it seem like you're camping in the forest of complaints when it comes to your kids and dinner time? Phrases like, what even is that? And
we're having that again?
Or
seriously?
Are getting tossed around like a frisbee at the beach. I know you want to break free from the barrage of bemoaning, so toss in a Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza for dinner tonight. That thin crust, delicious sauce, and mountain of mozzarella will have the kids singing your praises at dinner time. Snag a Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza today from the freezer section in your local grocery store.
Come on. That was me, a proper internet troll, finally having enough, all because of slow, spotty internet. We've all been there. So switch to Brightspeed Fiber Internet. Its ultra-fast fiber and wall-to-wall Wi-Fi coverage have me throwing out likes and hearts like confetti at a parade. I love parades. Who knew?
Brightspeed Fiber Internet. Switch to the bright side at brightspeed.com/today. Limited availability in select areas.
Addison's restaurants are great local spots to visit before or after all Mizzou home games. Addison's has 2 locations to choose from in Southwest and downtown Columbia. Addison's features a full bar with over 20 beers on tap, including local brewers, and of course their famous Nachos Bianco. So, before or after the game, stop by Addison's. View the full menu online for both locations at addisonsgrill.com.
It's game day, Tigers. Score big with fast check-ins, short security lines, and nonstop flights on American Airlines right here in Columbia. Whether you're traveling for the next big game or a quick getaway, Columbia Regional Airport gets you there easier and without the drive. Take the home court advantage to the skies at flycou.com. Columbia Regional Airport. There sooner, home faster.
Dear winter, Toyota can't get enough of you. Because Toyota's got 25 vehicles with available all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. And that's more than any other auto brand. From the versatile RAV4 to the svelte Crown, the sleek Camry all-wheel drive, the Corolla Hybrid all-wheel drive, the rugged Tacoma, the tenacious Tundra, and the spacious Grand Highlander with all-wheel drive to keep you and yours safe. Hey, you bring the action, we'll bring the traction. Always Toyota. Toyota, let's go places. Based on manufacturer's websites as of 10/20/24.
It's time to get back into routine that focuses on you. Move better, feel better, simply live better at Wilson's Fitness. Escape reality in the indoor saltwater pool. Detox from the saunas or heat things up with our hot yoga. Wilson's is here to support you, motivate you, and help smash your goals with group fitness classes, personal coaching, and endless amenities. Move better, feel better, simply live better at Wilson's Fitness in Columbia. Visit them at wilsonsfitness.com.
Tiger Talk continues. Final segment with head coach Dennis Gates. Coming up in our next segment, the former Tiger Billy Roundtree will join us. We'll also hear from Missouri Associate Head Coach Charlton Young to close the show. Thanks to Harpo's, to host of Tiger Talk during the basketball season. Of course, downtown here in Columbia, a staple of downtown since 1971, featuring a new food menu. You can check out their daily specials and also their expanded space to host your next event. How about a round of applause for the folks here at Harpo's and taking care of you tonight? We appreciate them. Tigers in Arkansas coming up on Saturday. Less than 500 tickets available for the game. Go online to mutigers.com to get yours. A couple of other notes from a national standpoint. Missouri 15th in scoring offense, averaging almost 85 points a game. Now 11-0 this season when you reach the 80-point plateau.
Our guys do a great job. We have different levels of scores. We can get to the basket, score inside. We can score in mid-range. We can score behind the arc. And it's sort of pick your poison on what you want to give us. And I think our guys are very selective, but they're playing an unselfish style of basketball.
First in free throws made, 20.6 per game. Third in attempts at 28.6.
That's an area that I wanted to improve on, and I think I'm documented saying that from the last 2 years. And our guys are physical drivers. Coach Young can probably talk more about what he's infused in our program as it relates to being physical drivers, playing off 2 feet, and things like that.
Second in the country in bench scoring at 38.9, and your bench was big last night.
Yeah, I want to know who's number one. Who's number one? I'm curious about that. But I'll say this. Our guys are ready to play no matter who it is, at what time they come in the game. And ultimately, when you look at Caleb Grill, you look at Marquez Warwick, you look at our different level of scores to come off the bench, it just provides tough situation for scouting.
Seventh in steals at 10.3 per game.
Well, we switch. We play different ball screen coverages, and we have long, physical athletes that can really get in passing lanes, and it's one of our staples, man. It's been a part of me for my entire career.
You wanted to know who number one was in that category. I want to know who was number 5 on the court last night, closing that game out for your team.
That was a little freshman, I think.
Yeah, who was that cat?
That guy is T.O. Barrett.
Yeah.
He did a great job, man. T.O. Barrett, you guys give it up for T.O. Barrett. He did a wonderful job, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. But, there's something that probably went overlooked.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the Auburn game, okay? Because you made the decision in the second half to get experience for your young players, guys like T.O. Barrett, Honor Boateng, and also Marcus Allen, okay? Those 13 minutes that he played in the second half at Auburn had to pay huge dividends last night.
You know what it does? It gives these guys confidence, and you don't have to get ready if you stay ready.
Yeah.
And our guys, they're chopping a bit. They're in the game physically, mentally, emotionally. They're cheering for their teammates, and it was like we missed nothing by subbing T.O. Barrett in. He's a physical driver, got size, and he created offense for us and did a great job defensively.
Hey, a couple of Tigers are going to reach some milestones, maybe coming up on Saturday. Caleb Grill's at 992 career points, so he's 8 away from 1,000. Tamar Bates at 988 points in his career. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Well, that's great accomplishments. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they get to do it in a Missouri's jersey, and I think that's important when you look at their success and their career. And it's a milestone in every young man or young woman who plays in college basketball to get to that 1,000-point mark.
This time of the year, it's diving in from one game to the next. You're already fully
they
involved.
Come quick, man.
Yeah, they do. Fully involved in the preparation for Arkansas.
Yeah.
What do you see from Cal's team?
Well, Coach Cal's teams are always talented. There's no doubt about it. He does a great job in the recruiting. And when it comes down to having individual scores, they have that. They have a relentless point guard, Boogie Flan. They have experienced guys around him, unbelievable player development, guys that have got better through his systems. But they have an SEC veteran center who played at Tennessee. They have some depth as well. It's just one of those things where our home court advantage has to be able to carry through, and I just want our guys to play with their instincts, go out and give their very best.
One other milestone that's coming up, by the way, involves this guy to my right.
Oh.
He's got 97 career wins.
Oh, stop.
Coming up on 3 more to get to 100.
Stop it, Mike.
You're blushing again.
I'm blushing again.
Kind of dig that, seeing you blush.
Well, I would love to get, you guys know my goal. My goal is to be a Hall of Fame head coach, and I would love that to happen at Mizzou. There's no doubt about it. But more importantly, it's one of the reasons why I wear my suit, because I don't want no mistake on the picture they put. I don't want a mistake. I don't want a quarter zip up in the Hall of Fame. I want a suit and tie, right? I want to represent those that come after me, but more importantly, my mentors that helped me get to this point.
One more thought before I let you go in this segment. Great win last night. 2 wins over top 5 teams. But your team, tell me if this is an accurate statement and would you agree, is just scratching the surface of where they can go.
We have not reached our full potential yet. I'll tell you that right now. I'm excited to see what that looks like. And I know you guys are excited to see what it looks like. From my eyes, there were still flaws in the game. Now, as a leader, I can't tell that to my guys. I got to allow them to use these opportunities as confidence builders and different things like that. while doing it with humility and not overlooking opponents. So for me, I have to make sure from a managing standpoint, these guys understand there's still a lot left for us to show. And I'm excited to see what that looks like. But it starts every day in practice, and it starts as we continue to team build and get closer and closer together.
Give it up for Dennis Gates, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. M-I-Z.
Z-O-U, that's the coach. I'm Mike Kelly. When we come back, Billy Roundtree joins us on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
You could call it swagger. You could call it a vibe. You could call it confidence. You could call it cool. Or you could call it exactly as it is, Tiger Pride. Show your Mizzou spirit with the Tiger Checking Card, only from Central Bank. Sign up today at tigerchecking.com. Central Bank, strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
Oh, did you get it switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did? Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletics season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Dear winter, Toyota can't get enough of you. Because Toyota's got 25 vehicles with available all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. And that's more than any other auto brand. From the versatile RAV4 to the svelte Crown, the sleek Camry all-wheel drive, the Corolla Hybrid all-wheel drive, the rugged Tacoma, the tenacious Tundra, and the spacious Grand Highlander with all-wheel drive to keep you and yours safe. Hey, you bring the action, we'll bring the traction. Always Toyota. Toyota, let's go places. Based on manufacturer's websites as of 10/20/24.
A message about driving safely from University of Missouri head basketball coach Dennis Gates.
Basketball requires everyone to be responsible teammates. Driving requires the same exact thing. Crashes can be avoided by practicing safe driving habits. Please leave all distractions aside. Once you're behind that wheel, that is your number one priority. Buckle up, phone down. Slow down, drive sober.
This message is brought to you by the Missouri Coalition for Roadway Safety.
Tiger Talk continues from Harpo's on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield. I'm Mike Kelly. Hey, Gentile is now the apparel provider of the Tiger Radio Network. Check out their new collection of Mizzou apparel available at gentileapparel.com, or here in Columbia, Bingham's downtown. The next time you're in town for a game, Gentile Apparel is a proud partner of Mizzou Athletics. We'll hear from Billy Roundtree coming up here in just a moment. Just a reminder for the students, they're going to be coming to the Arkansas game coming up on Saturday. Reminder, it's a 5 o'clock start. The first 1,000 students that come to Mizzou Arena receive this replica jersey, also free food upon your arrival. And then you want to wear that jersey coming up on Saturday and Sunday as you come back here to Harpo's, and it'll pay some dividends for you. Partner with the Tigers and the Food Bank, the official charitable partner of Mizzou Athletics. Visit scoreagainsthunger.org to learn more. Scoreagainsthunger.org, presented by MPICS. Let's try to bring into the conversation the former Tiger who played at Missouri, played 98 games between 1982 and 86, a native of Wellsville, Missouri. My friend Billy Roundtree. Billy, can you hear me? We have lost Billy Roundtree. We will try to reconnect with Bill Roundtree, who, by the way, is having a terrific business career and executive with State Farm. And so we'll connect with him coming up in just a moment. A reminder, coming up in our next segment, the associate head coach of the Tigers, Charlton Young, will be with us. We'll talk to him about a variety of topics. And now let's bring into the conversation the dial tone. We'll try it again. Sometimes when you're on the radio and on TV, the telephone just doesn't cooperate with you. So we'll try it one more time with Billy Roundtree. Reminder, Missouri's on the road coming up on Tuesdays. The Tigers will travel to Texas to play the Texas Longhorns. First time since Missouri and Texas will hook up both as members of the SEC. And you remember when Missouri went to the Southeastern Conference and how it was kind of poo-pooed by those fine folks from the University of Texas. Kind of walk around like this, by the way. Isn't it nice that several years later they finally saw the light and decided to follow Mizzou into the Southeastern Conference? And so we welcome them for seeing the light and joining the conference where it just means more, the Southeastern Conference. We're going to take a break, and we're going to move on to the associate head coach of the Tigers, Charlton Young, up next on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletics season. You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Something big is happening at Hy-Vee. We've just lowered thousands and thousands of prices on thousands and thousands of items in every aisle and in every department. Online, too. And on many of your favorite products. We've even matched prices with some of the biggest discount stores in the country. Because we get it. Times are still tough. So we'll continue to work hard to bring you new lower prices on thousands of items. Things are looking different at Hy-Vee. Come see for yourself.
It's game day, Tigers. Score big with fast check-ins, short security lines, and nonstop flights on American Airlines right here in Columbia. Whether you're traveling for the next big game or a quick getaway, Columbia Regional Airport gets you there easier and without the drive. Take the home court advantage to the skies at flycou.com. Columbia Regional Airport. There sooner, home faster.
Come on. That was me, a proper internet troll, finally having enough, all because of slow, spotty internet. We've all been there. So switch to Brightspeed Fiber Internet. Its ultra-fast fiber and wall-to-wall Wi-Fi coverage have me throwing out likes and hearts like confetti at a parade. I love parades. Who knew?
Brightspeed Fiber Internet. Switch to the bright side at brightspeed.com/today. Limited availability in select areas.
Addison's restaurants are great local spots to visit before or after all Mizzou home games. Addison's has 2 locations to choose from in Southwest and downtown Columbia. Addison's features a full bar with over 20 beers on tap, including local brewers, and of course their famous Nachos Bianco. So, before or after the game, stop by Addison's. View the full menu online for both locations at addisonsgrill.com.
Dear winter, Toyota can't get enough of you. Because Toyota's got 25 vehicles with available all-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive. And that's more than any other auto brand. From the versatile RAV4 to the svelte Crown, the sleek Camry all-wheel drive, the Corolla Hybrid all-wheel drive, the rugged Tacoma, the tenacious Tundra, and the spacious Grand Highlander with all-wheel drive to keep you and yours safe. Hey, you bring the action, we'll bring the traction. Always Toyota. Toyota, let's go places. Based on manufacturer's websites as of 10/20/24.
Hey, it's time now for our Socket Fiber assistant coaches interview. Please welcome the associate head coach of the Mizzou Tigers, my friend Charlton Young. So you've been a part of a lot of great wins, right? And had a chance to experience the first top 5 road win for Dennis Gates at the University of Missouri last night. First of all, as a former player who was a great player and has his jersey retired at his college, what does it take from a team to win a game like that on the road in that environment?
On the road, that's a great question. It was very, very sweet, to be honest. Happy birthday to my brother, Dennis Gates. What a great birthday present. Yeah. I don't know if you can get one better than that. He and I have we've done a lot of dancing and celebrating together in that locker room, the same one at Florida State. But to do it here at Missouri, it was definitely sweeter. And it takes everybody, heart, mind, body, and soul, committed. They are a legitimate Final Four contender. They're a legitimate top 5 team. So for us to walk in their homeroom, in their living room, and get it done, you have to play at an elite level, and you have to have an elite game plan with an elite staff that's committed to winning. And obviously, we had that.
Do me a favor, pull that microphone a little bit closer to your mouth. That way we can hear you a little bit better, and folks out there can hear you a little bit better. The one thing that bothered them, among other things, but one of the things that bothered Florida last night, and you work on it every single day in practice, baseline out-of-bounds defense, your 1-3-1, playing your grids, understanding where people need to be, seeing the way that your team was able to execute defensively against baseline out of bounds. Just take us through what you saw last night.
Yeah, we were very, very proud. We have out of bounds under defense that Coach Gates is committed to, and we call it deep. It's a slanted 1-3-1 grid that forces people not to throw the ball in their red zone. Now, where for a team like Florida, where it's a little bit more difficult, they're committed to threes. So we want to take away the red zone, but we also got to be good enough to be disruptive, to get this deflections and scramble out to give no threes. Our guys were so locked in and so committed to our out-of-bounds under defense that we just took the ball from them 2 or 3 times, which kind of changed the game. And, you know, Coach Gates says this all the time. We want to score more off your out-of-bounds under offense than you do. I don't think they scored. They may have scored 2 points at the end, but I think we scored 7 or 8 points off their out-of-bounds under offense. So the guys were locked in. We're getting better and better at it, and it's becoming a problem for teams who are having to spend a tremendous amount of time on just out-of-bounds under offense.
Well, and this is something, again, that you mentioned Coach Gates is committed to since literally your arrival. And the first days of practice with the first year here, that's something that was implemented and you've been practicing each and every day.
No question. It's been a part of our program. It's in the DNA. It's in the fabric of our program. Our entire staff, they love it. Our kids, they love it, right? Because they feel like we're going to get a basket. We're going to get a turnover. And when you get turnovers on an out-of-bounds under situation, that really turns the momentum of the game. And I was really proud at the beginning of the game. Anthony got a wide-open dunk off of it. Bates makes a great play. All 5 guys are active, calls a deflection. We get it, and then Bates gets an and one the second time. So we jump out on them, and out-of-bounds under defense is a big part of it.
I don't know that the passionate fan nor the casual fan understands the level of preparation that goes into each and every game. And let me give you an example in terms of guys being locked in. There are times when you will be going through the walk-through day of, and you will question individuals about different tendencies of a player that they will see. And they'll be asked to respond, what's the right answer? What's the correct answer? If this guy has it here, what is he looking for? Things like that. How do you get to that level, number one? And then the follow-up would be, what have you seen from this team in its ability to, A, digest that information, and then also execute that information during the game?
Great question. We have a ton of guys that have what we call, and we look for it in recruiting, it's called high-speed Wi-Fi.
Explain that.
Yeah, high-speed Wi-Fi. We got guys who, you know how when you send your buddy a video and you say, hey, you get the video yet? And they say, nah, it's not coming through yet. It's a circle on my phone. Not good. I got bad Wi-Fi. Well, we got guys that process information very fast.
Yeah.
No matter what we give them, and we give them a ton of information. We try to keep it as simple as possible, but we got to commend our leadership. Tamar Bates, Caleb Grill, Anthony Robinson, Mark Mitchell. These guys are really studying their game plan, and it's player-led. They're holding each other accountable for the details of our game plans. And you know as well as I know, it's $200 million in the details.
Yeah. It's a fascinating subject. I want to dive in a little bit deeper on it from this standpoint because, again, I think fans should have an understanding of when does this begin, right? So you just get done, get home at 3 o'clock in the morning, back to Columbia last night, day off today. Arkansas comes really quickly on Saturday. When do guys start seeing their initial set of information about the players they're going to see on Saturday on the court?
Well, we have Coach Rob Summers in here tonight. Our entire staff watches a ton of film, a ton of film. Guys are watching film around the clock. That aspect of it never stops. Coach Klein is amazing. Coach Sharbaugh is amazing. Coach Smith-Peters is amazing. Coach Summers, he's amazing. These guys are real film fanatics. Yeah. So now once we all do our own film breakdown and then we get together and collaborate, Coach Gates goes through what he wants to keep, so what he wants to put the red marker on, and then we take it to the team. Now with this team, usually we try to do it 2-3 days before, but these guys have become so good, Coach Gates has been able to give them a little bit more rest and shorten the prep. And it's been great because his message to the team is, hey, it's about us. So we want to make sure we tighten up what we do before we implement what they do and attack what they do.
In what formats are they receiving the film? I mean, can they watch it on their phone? Are they getting it on iPads? How are they getting that?
Coach Gates is the best at sending them information on their turf. He'll send them a lot of clips on their phones.
Right.
Because he knows Instagram, Snapchat, and all that. We got to compete with that. That's our first battle. Before we battle with Florida, we got to beat Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat. So once Coach Gates sends the clips to their phones, then we'll start having team meetings before practice, right after practice, and then later that night. And we try to break it up, offense, defense, special situations. So we have a really good rhythm, a really good flow. And we have an elite staff. We have guys that are really, really good, future Division I head coaches for sure. And we do a good job of disseminating the information as a team.
Missouri's associate head coach, Charlton Young, is with us on the Socket Fiber Assistant Coaches interview. When we come back, more with CY on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
You could call it swagger. You could call it a vibe. You could call it confidence. You could call it cool. Or you could call it exactly as it is, Tiger Pride. Show your Mizzou spirit with the Tiger Checking Card, only from Central Bank. Sign up today at tigerchecking.com. Central Bank. Strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe insurance should adjust to fit your needs. That's why our agents work with you to design an auto, home, and life insurance plan that's particular to you. Insurance that fits just right. And Shelter is known for our award-winning customer service, satisfied customers, and a plan for you. Isn't it time to check Shelter out? Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Addison's restaurants are great local spots to visit before or after all Mizzou home games. Addison's has 2 locations to choose from in Southwest and downtown Columbia. Addison's features a full bar with over 20 beers on tap, including local brewers, and of course their famous Nachos Bianco. So, before or after the game, stop by Addison's. View the full menu online for both locations at addisonsgrill.com.
Hey, Matzo Matt here for Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizza. You know, there are very few things in life worth waiting for.
Pizza's done?
Oh, I'm on it. I'm starving. I've been waiting.
I wouldn't do that. It's going to be really... It's so hot. It's burning my mouth.
A brew pub Lots and Matzo pizza it's the epitome of delayed gratification. So when your brew pub pizza is done and the temptation to dive right in due to the deliciousness of every bite overwhelms you, step back, give it time, and know it's worth the wait. Brew pub Lots and Matzo pizzas available in your local grocery store.
Socket Fiber assistant coach's interview with Missouri Associate Head Coach Charlton Young as we close out our final segment of Tiger Talk. Hey, show your swagger with a Tiger checking card from Central Bank. It's the only place for Tiger checking. Open it today, www.centralbank.net. From the creators of Beatbox and Peachtree Catering, check out Belly Market and Rotisserie. Enjoy one of their massive sandwiches, house-smoked meats, a delicious salad, daily specials. Their new dinner program offers seasonal plates, fresh seafood, and also new bar offerings. Tell them the Tiger sent you and get a special treat. Remember that this episode of Tiger Talk and other great episodes available in the Inside Mizzou Athletics podcast presented by Shelter Insurance. A lot of things still to cover with Coach Young. Last year, you had an opportunity to go back to your alma mater, Georgia Southern, and have your jersey retired. First of all, credit to everyone here to make that happen. What was that day like for you, CY?
My wife is here. My wife is here with me, and she was able to meet me down there. But I will forever be indebted to the University of Missouri, our fans, Coach Gates. They worked around the clock to get a plane to get me there after the game, and I was in shock, and it was amazing. It was a dream come true. You know, you pride yourself on being a tough guy, but as soon as I walked in and I saw my jersey, I mean, my wife was like, "You're so soft. You're such a wuss. You're crying." I was like, "No, I'm not. No, I'm not, babe."
She was a better athlete than you, though.
Yes, it wasn't even close.
Because give them her credentials.
My wife, Carolyn Young, who give her a round of applause,
yes,
please. She's here. My wife, Carolyn Young, formerly Carolyn Jones. She was the two-time Player of the Year in the SEC. She played at Auburn. Her jersey is hanging up at Auburn. If we had some of the boosters that went on the trip, they were able to see my wife's jersey hanging right next to Charles Barkley, and that was pretty cool. And she played on the Olympic team in '92, and now our baby girl, Adia Young, wears her number at Auburn, and she plays for the Tigers, and she's representing her mother really, really, really well. Yeah. Not quite as good as her mom, but very, very close. She's catching her. She handles it better than her. I tell her that all the time.
I refer to you as the shot doctor a lot on the air because I come in and it doesn't matter if it's a shoot-around, doesn't matter if it's a practice. Before practice, after practice, you're constantly working with guys, you know, in terms of maybe getting their feet straight, making sure that they're going straight up and down vertically on their jump shot, and really working on form, particularly with free throws. Last night, Josh Gray came into the game 5 of 13 from the foul line. Made 4 of 6 free throws in that game, and all 4 of those free throws obviously terribly important in a one-point game. Talk about what you have tried to do in terms of creating a consistent form for guys like Josh Gray, Aiden Shaw, Marcus Allen, etc.
You know what? I'm really proud of Josh Gray because, you know, it's a lot of pressure on these kids to make free throws, and I know some people are going to say, "Oh, they got to make them. They're big-time players." But
you know what I say to those people? Try it.
Yeah, try it.
Yeah.
But also, you know, some guys just from youth and bitty ball, they have a psychological issue with it, and so you got to help them get a routine that they can believe in when they're under stress and pressure. And people don't realize how important balance, almost being like gymnastics type, Dominique Biles, jump up in the air, flip, and land, and
post it.
Yes, that is so important to the success of shooting, even in foul shooting. So Josh, his entire career, LSU, South Carolina, has really struggled that. And in the recruiting process, he basically told me, he said, "Coach, I'm afraid to go to the foul line." And I said, big fella, if you come with us, we're going to fix that. We're going to make you comfortable. So now, even though the percentage is not where we want it to be yet, it's coming. And he's hitting some big ones. But what I'm proud about is he had one drop in, and he showed confidence at the line. He did like this.
Yeah.
He's the first guy I ever seen do like this, and the ball dropped in. But he's starting to believe, hey, I can make these. And so his balance has improved. He has become a guy that shoots up and not out. He's not a dart thrower anymore, and his stroke is really improving, and he's starting to feel it. So that same sentiment has been with Ant Robinson and Tamar Bates and all these guys to become big-time three-point shooters. You know, Sean East was a kid that I really I loved with all my heart, and he had a year where he shot 19% from the three-point line. Mm-hmm. And in the summer, he came in my office, and he just broke down. And he said, Coach, help me. And I said, listen, we're going to start like a house. Yeah. We're going to build it from the bottom up, from your feet up, and you're going to come in the next year, and you're going to shoot it. And he went from 19 to like a 55% three-point shooter, all cleaning up his balance, transferring his balance evenly, and really buying into shooting up and not out. And so we're proud of that, the way our guys are starting to shoot the ball and their improvement from a percentage standpoint.
A lot more we could talk on that subject. Time is short. We've got about 2 minutes left, and I want to get to a couple other topics. From your viewpoint, and from start to finish right now, start to where we are right now through 17 games of the season, in what areas have you seen this team improve?
The rebounding improvement is unbelievable. That was an issue that we've had in the past. And this group, again, player-led, the leadership, Bates, Grill, Mitchell, Robinson, these guys are committed to competing on the glass. And I think that's what's going to put us over the hump. We've always been long. We've always been athletic. We always had guys who can shoot the ball. We've always been disruptive. Our defense has taken another step also. But you can't go where you need to go if you're giving people second shots. And we're starting to alleviate that. And I think it's going to give us a chance to get to San Antonio.
3-1 in the conference. Obviously, game coming up on Saturday against Arkansas, 5 o'clock. Less than 500 tickets available. MUTigers.com to get yours. Let's sell that out and have a performance in the crowd like we had for the Kansas game. But when you look at this team coming off a big emotional win on the road, does this team have any issues in terms of flushing that and locking in on the next opportunity?
Well, Dennis Gates has been amazing in that area, making sure that these guys don't become drunk off success. I think the Kansas game, we had an opportunity to really take a dip because the Kansas game, it was the first time I was concerned about it. Like, whoa, this Kansas win is really huge. Yeah. It's almost like some of our fans, they thought, hey, season's over. We can pack up and go home. You know, it was a big win, and to see the way we responded from that gives me confidence that we're going to be able to handle this.
Love you, man. It's great to see you.
Love you too, man. M-I-Z.
Z-O-U. That's Charlton Young. Hey, our thanks to everybody for being here tonight. Thanks for coming out. Thanks to the students. Remember, first 1,000 students get the jersey and food on Saturday. Wear that jersey back to Harpo's, and dividends will be paid. I'm Mike Kelly. Thanks for watching on Matrix Midwest and listening on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
Live from Harpo's, the Missouri Bar and Grill, this has been Tiger Talk. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Central Bank Tiger Network.